Hello. I am so ready to sit back down at my desk. Went away for a long weekend and then was very busy at work yesterday. So I came home, was exhausted, fell asleep in the chair at about 7 o'clock, and now it's 2:30 a.m. and I woke up and full of ideas and a little bit crazy. But cheers, coffee. We're going to get started. And let's just go for it because we're awake and we're thinking and the mind's going, so we might as well, right? So while I was away, I made some of these little window pockets and I kind of want to use them. Some small, some large, some with no windows and just pockets. Go this way, go that way. Anyway, so I want to use some of those. So, of course, since I've so epically failed at my let's not buy any new supplies for the month of March, I got a couple things from Temu that I wanted to maybe use for this. So we've got these little steampunk type frames. I have not opened these yet, but ooh, really cool and intricate. Thought these would be fun. These ones are similar, but rectangles instead of squares, and a little bit thinner on the sides, so a little more delicate. Ooh, that's fun. It's got a little window all on its own. Okay. Relatively straightforward, that one. I also grabbed these, and it's basically a little ephemera pack. It's not super thick paper, but it's not real thin either, so cute little things like dinner receipts, that kind of stuff. I always see a lot of really cool printables that look like this, but I know if I would just buy the ink for my printer, I'd get more out of it than this, but it's so expensive. So for, I think I spent $2 or $3 on this for that. And to get this much, I probably would run out of ink in that amount of time anyway. So, got these we can play with. Set those to the side. And then, here's the other thing I've learned. I should never go to Joann's when they're having a paper sale, because I don't need any paper. I have paper, but I bought paper. So, 60% off their paper pads. I could not resist this one. Very vintage. I don't know if it tells the weight on here. It doesn't. Not that I can see. Anyway, it's a cardstock weight. Not a super thick one though, but I thought these were so pretty and we can make fun stuff. So I want to use some of these today. I am, in my defense, as if we really need to make excuses for why we buy art supplies, but in my defense, I am getting low on my other paper pad that I've been using a lot of cardstock, the one I used to make these. So that's getting low. God forbid I would run out while I'm, being creative, so I had to buy some more. So what I'm thinking we can do today, oh yeah, and these. And these. They also, at Hobby Lobby, they had 50% off their paper supplies. I controlled myself, though, and I got one pack. One pack. Maybe it was 40% off. It was 40. One pack. That's all I bought. So let's play with all our new stuff. I want to do that. And I'm thinking we can also pull out... This weekend I did some whale tails too, and some die cuts. So we could pull out some of our whale tails and maybe make a little, like a flip down perhaps, for journaling on the inside that we can tuck into a journal. So let's pick a page. That's cool. That reminds me of, oh, who has it? There's a very popular brand that has a chocolate set, but I don't remember what the name of it is. I don't have any other stuff, so, although I love it. Let's see, what do we want to do? Okay, let's just pick. I'm gonna pick that. I'm gonna start with that. And I think if we're gonna do a flip down, we can either go half of this, or we can use 2 pieces. How wide do we want it? Let's make a narrow one first, and then if we want to make another one, we can make it a wider one if we want to give it a try. So let me go cut this. This paper is 6 by 8, so I'm going to cut a couple of 3-inch strips and we'll be right back. Okay, got our 2 strips. I questioned my paper trimmer's measurements because I'm like, well, that's not the middle of that circle. Nope, circle is not directly in the middle of the pack. That's okay. So let's get these off. Now, as per usual, I have no plan. I was trying to come up with a plan last night and this morning, and I just get too overwhelmed. It's too much to think about, in my opinion, when we try to make a plan. All right, so let's see. We need a flap, and however big we want our flap. Where is my? Oh, I gotta get my scoreboard here. All right, I took it with me when I went to the cabin this weekend, so I had to pull that out of, oh my goodness. Apparently it got something on it. Chew, oh, excuse me. All right, so how big do we want our flap? If we go 2 inches, I think that's gonna be a little too short. Why don't we go, or a little, that's gonna make the whole thing a little too short, maybe? That'll still leave us, it will go to 4, we'll only, yeah. Let's go 1.5. You could do math, but I'd rather just guess because math in the morning is not, well, that wasn't straight. What the heck did I do? Did I not have it straight on the edge? Well, maybe it's not perfectly straight on the paper's edge, I guess. Oh, perhaps not. Well, that'll be something to remember when, well, we'll trim it if it needs to. I want to see that. Let's line this up on there. No, it's straight. It was something I did. Okay. So now we're going to want to make sure that we have this down. It's got to be covered. Right? Well, let's not put them upside down, goofball. All right, we're going to trim that edge too, but it's got to be down far enough that you can, when you open it, well, maybe we don't have to make it into an envelope. Maybe we can do a flip down. I think that's what I said to begin with, wasn't it? Losing my mind. Okay, so what we need to do with this is it needs to be this fold is going to need to be bigger than this one so that it comes lower. And this fold is going to be our flap. So we did 1.5. Let's go with 2 for this one. Let's make sure we're doing it. Nope, I wasn't doing it on the right side. We want it to be up. All right. Let's go 2. Let's be a little bit more careful this time when we're folding it. All right, so there. Better. All right, so then what we'll do is we're gonna go with inside with this. We're gonna go on the back of that, and that will be our little thing. Okay, making progress, guys. We're making progress. All right, let's go ahead and glue this. I don't know why I used that. I should have used glue stick. Glue stick would have been better. Let's get this on there. Go just the tiniest bit above your fold because you want that to fold easily. Just make sure it's straight. Okay. And if you get it a little off, you can always just trim it. All right, so that is, this will be our flip down. All right, and then we can put something in here to journal on. So let's do the inside first. Let me put this back on. And what shall we do? Oops. How about some lightly dyed coffee paper? And it's kind of a cool piece. Could do that, and then we could just do something cute up at the top. And we'll go a little less than 3 inches, so we have a bit of a border. Let me pop over to the trimmer and I'll be right back. Okay. Now let's grunge this up a little bit before we actually start putting stuff together. Might be just a little off. We might need to fix that just a little bit. Let's get a nice crease in there, and we might have to trim a little there, but I think that's a little better. Okay. Let me get my glue stick. I don't even have a glue. Wait, oh, here, I think I used this last time. Oh, we're gonna distress it first. Let's grungy it up. This. And I'm gonna use scorched timber so that it's nice and dark. This might also help cover up any little inconsistencies. I don't know why I'm doing the back. We don't need to do that part. We need to do this part. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut that off or not. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. It does have that little dip right there, but it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what we're working with. I still think that looks not straight. I might have to do something about that because it's going to drive me nuts. All right, let's go ahead. Do the inside. think I'm going to do a little stamping as well in here, a little grungy stamping, just to make the edge a little more interesting where it's showing outside that paper. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not? The edge of it will show. All right. So, how about, let's go with a really light this time. Just a bit. I don't know. Oh, that's got something on the back of it. I don't know if that's going to stick or not. Nope. Let's wet this down with our glass cleaner, eyeglass cleaner. Let it dry just a little. Clean enough that it will stick. All right. Success-ish? Yes. All right, let's try this antique linen and see if we like that. Yeah. It won't show up on everything, but on this white paper, it'll be just enough to look cool, I think. And it's going to be covered enough. I don't think we're going to get any weirdness with like seeing the same pattern. I think it will be, you can always just, oops, get any on there. Stamp with different parts of the stamp if you're concerned about the same pattern showing up. Just turn it around. I don't think with something like this, I mean, if you did it one right after another, sure, you might be able to tell, but I think if you're doing it randomly, it won't be so noticeable. All right, now how will that look with our coffee dyed paper? Well, you really can't see much of any of it, but we know it's there, so that's okay. You can see some of it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fold this. We'll put something little up here. Let's go ahead and just fold this. Doesn't have to be exactly in half. You can do half if you want. Although, well, yeah, because we're going to have space at the top. So if you've cut it to the exact length, which is also totally fine, you can fold it so this top piece is longer than the bottom, since we took our couple of inches, little more than the 1.5. We took our 2 inches off. So this top piece is going to be a ½ inch larger. All right, let's go ahead and ink around this. Don't need a ton, just enough so that it stands out nicely from the background. We definitely want our depth, right? I'm not going to ink the fold this time because that way if somebody's writing it might feel a little more continuous. Perhaps I'm overthinking this in this early morning session. All right, this time let's go ahead and use glue stick. So excited. If I would hold this down, I wouldn't have to bang on my desk so much. Ugh. Making noise. The people in my house trying to sleep are probably loving me right now. I don't think they can hear me. I hope they can't. I'd feel a little guilty. All right, how's that for straight? Pretty all right. Okay. I might need to touch up those edges there. My hands are clean right now, so I'm okay to just that. We're gonna add a little. Let's fold it first. So we can really push everything down. Let's see what it's gonna do when we open and close. And now I'm gonna go around the edges with this, if I can find a place to get inside. That clearly doesn't need it because it kicked me out. There's there. Oops. And let's go here. Don't want it coming off. Little touches that just make stuff look. And we know it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you do intend to, you know, take this stuff to a craft fair, or if you have an Etsy store or something like that, it is just nice to make sure the finish looks good. Not perfect, but if there's little things that you can do like this, it takes just a minute. Little things you can do to neaten it up. Now, not everybody's stuff needs to be neatened up, right? Some of the most beautiful things I've seen have like wrinkles and things hanging off, and I wish I could do that. It doesn't come to me naturally. Of course I could push myself, but not this early in the morning. Not this early. There'll be no pushing of selves when it's not yet 3. Oh, well, I guess it's 10 after 3, so perhaps it is time, but we're still not doing it. Okay. Now, what do we want to put on the inside? We know, well, let's pick. I've got this one that I did with you guys before I left. You know what I didn't do? I stamped every single one of these with that at the top, with the pattern at the top, meaning when we put them on, every single one of them is going to be upside down. But whatever. What do you do? We're not going to throw them away. All right, let's see. So I've got green, I've got purple, and I've got blue, and I've got this one. So what do we want to do? How about purple? Because that's what I have in my hand. Let's do purple. Okay. So what we'll do is this will go here. And this will go here. Or we could put this here. And this goes here. Then it won't be upside down. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we know our color that we're using is this purple. So now let's pick something. Let me put this in my little thingy-do over here. Now let's pick something to put inside of it. We need to put something up here. What shall we use? Do we have anything little over here in a purpley color? Or something that might look cool with purple. This has some purple on it. And that might be too blendy though. There's not a lot of, it looks cool, but with that background so close to the other. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling any of these for this. What about... Yeah, we've got some of these. We've got labels in here. I got that, which I cut out of the thing. Oops. Oh, that's kind of cool. We could do that. Let's do that. A little scene. It could be a picture that somebody took with their camera on the front. That could also work. All right. Just digging through our stuff and finding things we want to use. All right, let's first ink this a little bit on the edges. Tell if it's doing anything. I bet it is though. But we can't put brads on it if we put it up here. What if we put the tickets up there? But do we really want to put brads on it? I mean, we do, because that would be kind of cool. Oh, sheesh. Let's stop overthinking it and just do it. It's not that hard. Just do it. All right, so first thing we got to do is we want to glue our picture in. I'm just using the black lines as a guide-ish. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I don't glue it to that paper. Don't get glue all over everything. Okay. Yeah, that'll be cute. And then we're going to ink this up. Our little tickets. Yeah, we'll lose a bit. We'll have to cut it off, but that's okay. Let's do those edges too, just to make them look, stand out a little bit. Get that out of the way, and let's see, which part do we want to lose? We could just go about in the center and call it good. So let's get a good amount of glue stick on this. So we really get those edges good. And right there. Okay. Oh geez, I wiped it right through the glue. And wipe some of that off. Okay. It's not exactly in the middle, but I don't care. We don't care. We are making, we're just going. I got a little pair of scissors because I was really struggling with fussy cuts with my giant scissors. So I got a little pair. That came in. Oh my God, you guys, scissors are so expensive. I could not. Now, I know I have these ones, which are not cheap scissors. They're like 20 some dollars. In fairness, I didn't buy these. My husband came home with them because he is an amazing person. And I could not bring myself to spend $20 for a little pair of scissors. So I got a little set. I don't even know where I set them, but I'm gonna need something out there, so I better find it. Just a second. Okay, found it. You didn't have to hear me say bad words. It was just this little Park Lane in the vinyl section, and it had a tool set, and it's got 2 pokey tools. It's for pulling vinyl, but it'll work for other stuff. A scraper, and some of these. I've been looking for these, and I want to say it was like $11 or $12, I think, if I recall. So these alone in some other brand that they have there were $6. And so I figured for 11 scissors and this plus other stuff, which actually works out good because my other pokey tool, I've got it in the other room and I don't know why. Can't remember what I was even doing out there that I needed it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's do brads, and they are in my little box that I took with me, so I gotta grab those. All right, let's match them up with those. Let's get some of the rose gold ones. Oh, this isn't where the holes need to go. They need to go in here. Let's mark them. Let's see. I'm going to do it like this so I can at least feel like it's pretty straight. That looks about middle. That's not going to work to mark it. Where's my pencil? My brain's not working very fast this morning, guys. Okay. This is a bit bigger than my other one. I just use a cake tester because you use what you got until you got something different. All right, so let's split those legs there. Yeah, I think that's worth the extra moment. Don't you guys? I think it's great. Yeah. Definitely worth an extra second to do some brads. Oh, that's pretty. And it's a nice little surprise when you open it up to journal. You got this cute little picture. Okay. And yeah, it adds a touch of bulk, but that's okay. So we know this is going up here. Let's go ahead and put that on now. Or not. I don't think we need anything else up here. I think we should just focus our attention down here. I might have to straighten that up. What about it is making me so crazy? Oh, I see what it is. It's the way the fold is. That fold is leaning forward right there. That's what it is. Okay. I wonder if that'll make a difference. A little bit. There is still a bit of width on these, right? So looks a little thin. I think I'm going to put a strip of washi on that. What one do we want? Oh my gosh. For the love of God, look at that mess. I'm going to use this one because I gotta forget it. I'm just going to put that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's not put the letters upside down. I'm not going to spend time re-rolling that right now. Okay. It just looks a little thin to me, so I want to reinforce that. Get out of the way. Looks like we got our stuff relatively straight, because that matches up pretty nicely between them. That makes me feel better about having an extra reinforcement there. Okay. I'll just trim this. It's easier from this side for me. All right. I'm going to stop fussing about it because it's ridiculous. Okay. We're working on a really fun and lovely piece, and that who knows what 1/30th of an inch doesn't make any difference, or 32nd, I should say. My dad would be sad if I said 1/30th, because that is not a standard measurement. Okay. Now, let's decorate the front. What do we want to go with? I think, can we use some of these skinny ones? These are clearly too big. This would fit, but would cover way more than we would want. I don't want to cover everything up, although the little peek hole is kind of cool. We need to remember that for the next one, if we use a paper that we don't particularly like. All right, do we want rounded corners or do we want square corners? This will be here. Let's pick square corners. All right, so these are already inked. I do want to use this. It's thicker paper. It will hold this just fine. Won't wrinkle. So I want to use that. And let's set it right here. Pretty straight. Let's just hold that down for 1 second while we have some coffee. Okay. Oh, it's not straight. Can I lift it? Maybe. Oh, questionable. Oh, I got it. Okay. It wasn't straight, you guys. Let's try it this way. It's going to be such a minor movement. I don't think that that is going to be any issue with a little bit of torn paper underneath, because it will still cover it. Okay. Is that better? Yes. Did I have to take it off? No. But I did. It's better. If it's not perfect this time, it's staying. I'm not going to do that again. Well, it's kind of a lucky break that we were even able to do that. So if we didn't have, if this would have been thinner paper, we wouldn't have been able to do that. So, okay. Now we can be happy. Let's put this on. I'm pretty centered. Maybe I should just measure. If I'm feeling this meticulous today, maybe we better just measure the 1.5 mark. And how far down do we want to go? About here. Normally it would kind of be who cares, but if it's, looks like I'm in a bit of a mood today, so let's go ahead and do this one too. I mean, it's going to cover, you ain't going to be able to see that. All right, let's glue down a little button close to right there. And by doing a double layer, it you don't have to worry about putting the brad through. Now this paper I used was a little thin for the little circle, so I reinforced it with a piece of cardstock. Seriously, I put it up too high. You know what we're going to do? Here is what we are going to do. We are going to stop getting annoyed, and we are going to fix our problem. Cutting mat. This. Let's move this out of the way. Let me get my little knife. We need to take a little off. We're going to take it off. Oh my God, this is going to be hard with the brads. Is that about correct? We're going to take some off. Hopefully it will be straight this time. It might not have been. Let's check and see how that looks. No, it's not straight. God. Darn it. What about if we go this way? Is that going to be easier? Should have done this before. I only want to take the teeniest amount off. Whatever we end up with here is going to be what we end up with. Trying to see if there's anything else we can look at. That is just, it's going to be what it is. But anyway, so now we're going to see our little closure. It still goes over. Oh, it's straighter. Whew. That was more intense than it needed to be. Seriously. What a nut job. Sometime I can be a little neurotic. Well, we needed to come back in here anyway and ink up around our washi tape and our, there. I'm happier. Okay, now I'm going to just put the glue on the bottom part first so I can see where I'm lining stuff up. And I can see better when it's closed, or when the flap is closed. You could totally put the whole thing on like flat if you want it. because it's gonna, you know, you could, oh no, you couldn't. No, yeah, don't do that. You will have an issue. Okay, don't do that. Ignore what I just said. So now let's go here and here. Get our edge really good. Little in the middle. And pop that puppy down. Fun, 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 fun. Now, I think we're done gluing. Where's my, here it is. This is something different that I haven't done before, and I'm kind of having fun with it. Let's get some twine. And we're gonna tuck that under here. I'm gonna tie a knot. And this, oops. Can even leave that hang if we want. We will. Now the first couple times it takes, you know, it's a little, it might be a little difficult to get the string off, but or sorry, string under, but it will get easier. Let's go ahead and cut this off. I changed my mind. We're not going to have that hanging. We're going to cut it. All right, well, these scissors aren't good for that. Those might just be some fussy cutting scissors. I know you get what you pay for, but I've been okay without really good little scissors for long time, so I am okay now with not having really good little scissors. Okay, so there's our closure, and to finish it off, let's just tuck something in there. What do we want to put in there? Something cute from this. That's too wide. Free Farm Country Printables. That doesn't make sense. We don't want that on there. It's not, I think that when they did this, they missed that that doesn't actually go on here. What else do we want to put in here? Let's ink this up. That's the same color. Hold on. Let's dig in this one. Let's dig in this one. Get our page edges out of the way. Let's just find, well, this might just be perfect. Surely is. Do we have anything else? Works for me. So the Tim Holtz little ticket sets that were on sale, who knows how long, whenever it was. All right, so, oh, come on. Sheesh. Let's get that out. Let's ink it. To stab myself. Ooh, got a little crazy with my inking. Hold on. There. I think that's cute. Open it up. What'd I do? All right, well, maybe you just lift it a little. I shouldn't have, well, here. You know what? Yes, because we're just going to, it's going to be open. We're fine. We're fine. We're just going to bend that. We are totally fine. That's not even a show. It's going to be, oh, but can you open it? Ooh, guys. Here. So that will be, oh yeah, something to think about. Make sure before you glue this in, when you glue that down, that you fold it so it can open. Haha, I didn't think about that. But I think that'll still work just fine. Ugh, that's coming off. Oh, Lord, you guys. All right, here's our little bits of things that we need to do to finish stuff off. Let's get a piece of paper underneath. I have no issues with you seeing me screw stuff up, because that is about, I think, half of our battle as artists, is finding ways to fix stuff when it doesn't work. Why didn't that stick? That's interesting. Double check that. Okay, we are back in business. Whew. All right, problem solved. There we go. Definitely okay with how that turned out. I think it's cute. Now I wonder, just out of curiosity, so we took the time and we decorated one. I bet that this could be, it could be a mass make. Let's take just a few minutes. Let me cut some strips, and we're going to take a couple of minutes and see what we can come up with. 1 second. Okay, I don't think we're going to do necessarily a mass make, although you could definitely make the fold outs in mass. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a wide one, and we're going to make the flap out of a different color paper. So I think we'll just, how I want to put this on the side, on its side in the middle. It'll be kind of like a envelope, but we're going to want to have space for this guy here. So I'm thinking we'll take maybe an inch off. Let's take an inch off. Or we could just fold it and use that. Let's see. The back will be this. Now I'm having to think. That'll be the top. If we go a little more than an inch, that'll give us room. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it easy, and we're gonna start with the top. And start with the flap. Let's make an 1.5 inch flap. Where'd my bone folder go? Where did I set it? Oh man. I'm always, oh there it is. I'm always losing something, guys. Always losing something. make sure this is straight so I don't have to do all that nonsense. About, where's our 1.5 inches? Right there. We're gonna go 1.5 inches. Okay, 1.5 inches there. Then we're gonna put this where we want it and see what we've got. We need some space, little overlap, but not a ton. And we're gonna just make a little line right there. And then we're gonna see where we end up. All right, we're ending up right here. Now, let's score that. And you could flip it over and score it the other side as well, but I think that this gives us enough that we can get it straight. All right, so now what we've got is this, and we've got this room here. Room for it? We do. We do. It'll be all the way to the bottom. Of course, we could go a little higher. That wouldn't hurt anything. Now, do we want to leave it this large, or do we want to cut it down a little bit? Let's cut it down just a touch. We need to take that edge off anyway, because it's got the perforations on it. So let me grab this. And let's get everything lined up. Let's glue it first. Let's glue it first. Closer to the edge than that. I'm going to line up our edges. I'm going to pop it down a little, and then I'm going to do this. There we go. If you're not going to glue this down to the paper, you could leave it as a, you could leave that open and have it, and just glue around those edges and have it also be a tuck spot. Okay, now we can trim our edge. Let's get that. Let's not make it any harder on ourselves than we need to. I'm just thinking right about there looked kind of nice. I remember that line right there, so that's what we're going to do. Are we straight? Not exactly. Let's be straight. That's better. And we will trim. One more. Through that double on the back. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's set this out of the way. And let's ink our edges. Stick with our scorched timber. Or we could, nope, we're just gonna do it. And so we could stick with the vintage photo like I did on that, but that's okay. I don't have to. Don't need to ink the back. And here. I'm thinking maybe we want to make this something to just like, we could put a little notebook in, but I do like that flip out. It could even be this way or this way. If we do it that way, we would want this here. That's peeking through. And this what would it look like if we had our closure higher? Let's do that. That's different. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. It's not where I expected this to go, but I'm gonna take it. So I want to put this over the circle. And I guess that way to make the clock. I'm going to put this over the circle. I'm going to glue it now so I don't glue it to the page accidentally. We need a little on the edges perhaps. Looks good. Okay. Oh, well. That's okay. Just do like that. And then this goes just to the edge, right to the edge. And I think I don't want to leave a whole ton down at the bottom because I like to be able to see this at the top. So I almost forgot that we were going to leave this as a pocket. That's another pocket. Wow, my gluing isn't very straight today. All right, so we said we are going to go close to here and right to the edge. Well, it shouldn't go anywhere because I got a little heavy with my glue. Okay. Lovely. Ooh, that's fun, guys. That's fun and it's different. Oh, don't glue the front shut. Don't get dirty hands. All right. Now on the inside, maybe since we've got this nice big white area, maybe what we want to do instead of adding paper is maybe we just want to distress it a little bit with some antique linen and some tea dye. Finally got some of these domes. Shall we? I don't know what I just dropped. Something. Finally got some of these domes. Let's give it a try. Take that guy off. These look like they're a different kind of foam. We'll just check it out. Let's cap this guy before we end up with a problem. And let's see if I can make these guys work a little bit. So I've never used these, but what I've seen is that you start off the paper and you come in at an angle. Is that doing anything? Maybe I don't have enough ink on there. Let's get... That's better. And that if you keep it at a bit of an angle, maybe it's just too light. Maybe that's just too light for this. We can use it to make some splatters or something. Let's try the tea dye. Oh, it's because of that. Okay. You can kind of see the outline of the thing on the back. But all we're doing here is just trying to knock down some of the white. And I think that that's working just fine. Now, theoretically, we're going to end up seeing this, but theoretically, this should look a little smoother in this area. I'm not sad about these. This is looking all right. And we don't need a whole lot. I'm okay with this. Don't see any major circles. So the technique seems to work just fine. Be interesting to try it with some of the brighter or darker colors. All right, so there's that. Now I do want to see if we can go in with some splatters with our, that was green, that's okay. Let's see if we can get some light splatters. Oh, yeah, definitely we can. I wonder if that just didn't pick it up a whole lot. Oh, that's the circle. Oops. Try to cover that edge up a little bit. Have to remember to stay away from the edge. But let's see if we can pull that out just a touch so that it's not so obvious. Stay away from the flat edge. And just a tiny bit right there. Okay. I'm good with that for journal space. This way, and we need to do our closure. So there's this, and where did the other half of, oh, it's right here. Okay, so this is gonna go here. Oh, we could have done it this way and then it wouldn't have been upside down. However, then everything else is upside down. So we're just going to be okay with it. So let's put this on. And with these, you can let them hang out as long as you want, or have them go in as far as you want. Is that kind of straight? Yeah, I'll go in a little bit more of this one. Okay, now this. This one we won't have to bend because it's not at the top. All right. And where's that look about lined up? Maybe right there? And we're just going to go for it this time. There might be a lot more glue than I need, but I'm going to eyeball it, I think right about there. Oh, don't glue the... Oh. I didn't even think about the fact that we would be gluing our top pocket closed. Let's just make sure that we haven't get some of that glue off. And there we go. There we go. It'll add interest to have something else behind it, I'm sure. All right, now twine. Oops, twine's already stuck to something. Let's get some twine. And this time we will tie it here. Doesn't matter which way you tie it, on the circle or the tail. Either one will be fine. Got our knot. Clip. And let's see here. Tuck that under and go around. And let it hang. Knot might be a little bit large, but I think that's okay. I think it'll be okay. That. Now, what color of something do we want to stick in our, oh gosh. Did it stick? Oh no, don't stick. Oh, shoot. Just stick something right in there. That can go there, and that's too tall. This is cute. There. I think that works just fine. I like it. All right, so here's what we ended up with today. Let's close this fella up. Not too shabby for a middle of the night session. So thanks guys for watching. I totally forgot to say, oh my God, you guys, we reached 1,000 subscribers. I cannot even believe it. I am so humbled and grateful for all of you guys and your tips that have helped me get better. And I really, really wanted to say thank you to all of you guys. And I hope that we've got a nice long journey ahead. And we will see you next time. Bye.